Last episode, we were successfully able to take down Yonobo's empire and complete the fire temple without being seen by a single enemy. Rules are in the description, and with only 2 dungeons left for us to pick, the one I chose to do was... Yes, the water temple. Yeah, I just realized I accidentally did the same order as my Breath of the Wild. Yonobo, I'm trying to speak, can you leave me alone, please? Okay, now that he won't bother us again, I accidentally did the exact same order as my Breath of the Wild without being seen run. I don't know why it took me so long to realize. Shout out to the single person who commented the water temple on the last episode. I doubt I'll have to make one for the next episode, as there's really only one left. After climbing to the tippy top of Death Mountain to read a sign that has nothing of importance written on it, we set off to Zora's domain. But first we have a few side tasks for Link to complete on his way there. For example, towers. While approaching the Ulri Mountain Skyview Tower, the patrolling Arrokuda really seemed as though it would create an obstacle for Link to work around. But fortune was on our side as it just kind of flew around for a bit before getting taken out by an arrow, dropping the necessary part for us to reactivate the tower and unlock more of the map. And using the height from the tower, we soared down to the shrine whose name didn't appear on the screen for some unknown ominous reason, a prone pathway, only requiring too many brain cells to get the Light of Blessing. Oh well, isn't this a lovely view? Just a blood red moon to greet us outside the shrine. Why is this spot so weird? First no shrine name, then a blood moon. Anyways, the South Akala Stable Shrine is... well... yeah, another one. Proving Grounds! The Hunt is by far the easiest Proving Ground shrine that I will come across in this playthrough, but still took an astounding 26 minutes to complete one shrine. And there isn't really much of a strategy either. Whatever, go my constructs that the game intends me to use and it's not breaking the rules. Then you just kind of pay attention and use recall whenever they tip over or fall off the ledge, then you wait, that's it. Okay, well I lied, once the big group is taken care of, then you have to go in and sneak strike the last few remaining ones, and since the health bar never appeared at the top, that is proof that none of them ever saw Link while doing this, finally completing our second Proving Ground shrine. What an intelligent looking chicken, supposedly it speaks prophecies. I wonder what would happen if I asked it to like and subscribe. Note to self, never ask a chicken to subscribe. Using the rail system to get to Terrytown, a very kind old man kicks me off for not paying the fee. He is a very good NPC, and the game is much better with him than it would be without. Imagine if everybody got free transportation, the world would collapse in on itself. Oh hey, another shrine. I wonder what's housed inside of this one. Here we go again. Okay, I lied, this one was actually the easiest due to the existence of wooden boxes, which allows Link to activate his trump card known as using literally anything as a blockade to not be seen. This time with some weapons that can be attached to the front to make it even easier because then it's both defense and offense, taking a mere 2 attempts and 10 minutes to complete. Fantastic. Like actually amazing. While not the worst thing ever, traveling at night only increases our chances of being seen, passing some keys, constructs, a Lionel while trying to make our way to the domain, also collecting some splash fruit and hoverstones. Okay, so you'll never guess what sees me here, not the bokoblin, but the tree that it was sleeping under. Man, I love this game and doing stupid challenges that push me to the brink of insanity more times than I can count. Exploring some more. Wait, is that who I think it is? Let's go, another Addison quest, $20, and a ton of stamina refill, and a puff room, thank you my goat. Using the advanced technique I'd call rock ascending, though it probably has an official name at this point, it helps give Link a boost in climbing this wall, and at the tippy top, wait, I know where I am. Zora's domain is just around the corner. Yup. There it is, nice. But before we enter, I decided we should get the tower first. And just like any other playthrough, it's very straightforward, just a splash fruit and we are sent to the sky. Of course, I got distracted by a giant floating ball and thankfully it wasn't a Proving Ground shrine. A third one in the row would have been devastating, but the Light of Blessing was simple and free. We also got a Sage's Will that I never ended up using. Okay, so now Arrokudas are a problem. How did the one from before not see me, but these ones do? The Mogawak Shrine is just a water can do stuff tutorial, which is neat. Finally, in Zora's domain, we can start our journey by completing the third temple unseen by cleaning this temple of Link riding on Sidon's back to take down Ruta in Breath of the Wild. Not surprised they don't know who Link was. Honestly, he saved Hyrule unseen once before, so he'll just do it again. While trying to meet up with Sidon, Link of course got distracted by this cave. But hey, now he has a climber's bandana, finally being able to cover his little noggin after so long. It only took 84 years for Link to climb up this cliffside instead of taking the more obvious path up the mountain, but seeing Link struggle, the goddess Hylia blessed him with a rock in order to make the rest of the process a breeze. The shrine is just an anti-gravity tutorial, and now we finally meet up with the one and only Sidon.
It's good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you too, man. After being told that the king is in hiding and other stuff, we do that stuff. Honestly, there isn't really much to take note of. We stick the brick back in the wall, try to enter the wrong waterfall, then enter the correct waterfall, and use ascend to meet the king, all without having the slightest chance of encountering an enemy. I skin him alive, yada yada, ask Sidon's wife to fix the Zora armor, grab the fish, fix the armor, and complete the way too difficult puzzle. Well, it would have been way too difficult if it was my first playthrough. Oh yeah, and I grabbed the Zora helmet as well. And then inform Sidon that we did the bunch of stuff. Oh hey, it's mini-boss time, and being almost 15 hours into the challenge, I had a brain fart and didn't register that this was, in fact, a mandatory boss, meaning that it wouldn't count towards the being seen as set up by the rules. But this wasn't a simple, I just reset from last checkpoint before realizing, brain fart. Nay, I decided now of all times to re-enter the depths, but first, Robbie. Okay, now it's depths time, and at this point, I had another brain fart. Not sure what was going on this recording session. I mean, this footage is from well over a month ago, so I can't say for sure, but I mistook the marker as Robbie still being on the surface, and instead of just reloading, used all of my Zonai tech and stamina food to get Link from the bottom of the depths all the way back up atop the surface, which was very, very stupid, as Robbie was in fact not there, and was in the depths. Filled with regret, we dive back down into the depths, this time knowing for sure that Robbie is down there, and no, I did not go back one save to get all my items back. That's boring. This quest I will not be completing to its fullest due to the side boss, Master Koga, as he is not a mandatory story boss in my opinion, as he is far out of the way and the quest doesn't add much to the story like the main dungeons do, hence why I avoided completing this quest, and after unlocking the camera, I gather some more puff shrooms and leave the way I have the past couple times I've been down here. And my brain was still fogged. To where I tried to lose aggro from a boss using puff shrooms on an encounter I didn't need to. I don't know what happened, but eventually I realized that it was a normal story boss and just defeated it normally. Yeah. But wait, we still can't start the water temple. We must fix the Zora sewage system because they have an ancient sewage system under the water. Nice. As of the writing of this, I have 2 channel members, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, and if you do want to help a small YouTuber, it would be lovely if you became one for the low price of $2.99 a month. I don't know, Sidon, these voices keep coming back, it's weird. The sewers themselves was simple enough to do unseen, other than one small setback, that being Keese and Choo-Choo, who's surprised. We can get rid of the Keese with an arrow, and the Choo-Choo we can simply use a puff shroom before they spawn, causing them to jump out of the ground into literally nobody, letting us defeat them unseen and fix the sewage system. Finally, the Wellspring Island. Man, well, the gravity sure made this easier to do, honestly, this was by far the easiest dungeon to do, including the stupid proving grounds. It was a breeze. Going with the flow of things just worked. Not many enemies to worry about, period, and when there were, just go around. The walls had thin platforms for Link to stand on, as well as if he needed to climb, he could just do so because of the low gravity. Its first shrine was just how to use water balls. Next. This isn't breaking the rules since the game intends you to do this to go forward. Then we climb around a few more enemies, this whole episode being a complete cakewalk compared to the previous ones and what is to come, so subscribe so you don't miss out. Here's yet another flying machine that doesn't break the rules since it's just the game going, here you go, use them to continue. So we are safe. No, Link doesn't have his pilot license if you couldn't tell. Go around the Captain Contract, then we are finally at the Water Temple, the Great Wellspring of Hyrule. The goal for this dungeon is to drown out the sludge with the 5 jugs of water, leaving only 4 puzzles for us to solve unseen. Starting with the one down here, if you line it up correctly, you can just ascend and skip the puzzle. Except one small problem, I accidentally jumped out like an idiot. Then struggled to find the spot again. I made sure this time to use a hover stone to clog the door before, Sidon, you can walk through. Sidon, walk through. Sidon, fine, I'll do it myself. Okay, fine, I won't do it myself. Yeah, I don't know why this was going so poorly. Anyways, the usual of sneak striking enemies. then a second and much easier puzzle, a third and even easier puzzle, a few more unfortunate enemies for Link to headshot from a distance, and the last puzzle is done. The easiest dungeon to do unseen, period. And with the jugs of water, only one thing remains, the taking out of the dungeon boss by pouring the water and dissolving the muck, revealing the true boss, the botw. So after a very nasty battle, not because it was hard but because it was yucky, we asked the botw to explain the entire Kingdom Hearts lore in a concise 5 minutes, in which it overthinks and its brain collapses in on itself. Nice.
That stone that you are wearing.
Yes, Sidon is the only one who doesn't say, Demon King? Secret Stone? So with it being acquired, Sidon becomes the Dragon Tamer. Yes, this is purely just to return back to the Puzzles and Dragons theme from the very start of the video, and does not make sense lore-wise because there are no dragons to tame. Anyways, Sidon the Dragon Tamer 2 gives us a blue soulless copy of himself to accompany us in our unseen adventure, and with the botw's defeat, the sludge is removed from Zora's domain, returning it back to its peaceful and serene state it was after an elapsed 15 hours and 52 minutes, completing the water temple without being seen by a single enemy. For the last one, well, it's obvious, so no hint. Have a good day, and a good night, and subscribe. Maybe.